eyebrows over there too.
Straight into it.
3 million in 1 year.
Yeah.
And that was like your first first release, is that right?
Yeah, that was at the B-side for our first release.
Well, no one knew there was a doco, Nick, until you just spilled the beans. But anyway, there's going to be a documentary.
'Cause I picked up guitar in maybe like year 9, which I think was around that same sort of time. I was just like, oh, I want to sing songs. I want to be Hannah Montana. And then I like bought the same Sunburst guitar as Hannah Montana had.
You know, I think the fact that the song is about your dad and message and, you know, like the way you were brought up and having him there in the room as you performed it, I think was really cool.
It was very eerie having him there. Like singing about the person that you wrote a song about is super, especially when it's my old man. Like he's so, he's just like he's. I know he'll always back everything I do, and he's super proud. But he's not like the come over here, son. I'm so proud of you. Here's this, or he just nods the head, and him being there, you sort of think, oh, like shit, is he liking this, or how uncomfortable is he? You know?
Sex isn't as talked about. Well, it is now, but growing up, like women didn't talk about sex. It was always men talking about sex and men singing about sex. So now taking on that role, singing about sex, not aggressively, but kind of
freely.
Yeah, freely singing about sex and self-pleasure and all of that is super empowering.
Ask him right now on
Costa,
camera.
Is this the camera?
Yeah.
Hey, Costa. It's Sara from Apricot Ink. We would love you to be in a music video. I don't know for what song yet. We have one called Summa Glo that was released today.
Get Costa. It's Jack here, mate.
Get Costa.
My grass is a bit how you going. Any advice there to get that popping a bit, mate?
Welcome back to the Flats for the first episode of the year, actually. So it's been a bit slow here, but we're kicking it off with a couple of big names, big releases coming up this week. How's it going, guys?
Good, thanks.
Good.
A couple of big eyebrows over there too.
Straight into it. Shit.
Apart from the eyebrows, what's been going on this week?
Well, Sarah put a single out today, so you can start.
Yeah, put a single out, Summa Glo. Other than that, what else has been going on this week? What day are we at? Wednesday?
Yeah, it's a short week.
Yeah.
It's one of those weeks
Yeah.
where you sort of... Yeah, we've got Anzac Day week coming up too, which is going to be the same.
Shit. I worked on my van, got back from tour. So I'm really relaxing this week.
You're talking to the mic, Sarah.
Oh, yeah. I'm relaxing this week.
And so how has the day been dropping your new single?
Well, honestly, I didn't realise it was coming out until like very late last night. I thought it was coming out on Friday, but I think Jack's single confused me.
Yeah, why did you go Wednesday? Because it's usually a Friday sort of...
I don't know. I thought it was coming out on Friday. I think all the promo I've been doing is for Friday. But I was wrong, wasn't I?
That's all right.
There she is.
Yeah, I like it.
I could go a cigarette right now, a bit nervous.
No, it's such a tune.
It's pretty fun. It's very summery, very...
You've got a good progression with your sound. Like you introduce new elements, but it's still very Apricot Ink, which I like.
Thank you.
It's good.
Yeah, it feels comfortable, but not the same.
Yeah, no, it's good. I like it. What would you call this genre?
For this song, I think maybe like stoner pop.
Stoner pop.
Well, I don't know. Stoner beach.
Need some fuzz pedals.
Well, I know. I feel like if I was real baked, I would want to go to the beach and listen to this or stuff like this.
Yeah. Well, I think it's got a pretty pop element to it, though.
Definitely. Yeah, very,
like it's
very
easy
poppy.
listening, catchy, and
yeah.
Like I wish I could write melodies like you do.
Yeah.
And before we started the pod, you were saying this was a bit of a... you weren't planning to drop this song. You just kind of decided today was the day.
Yeah, I think everything we do as Apricot is kind of random and not too well thought out. But I think that's perfect for us. Yeah.
And the same. It was the same case for your biggest song.
Yeah.
You didn't quite think that was going to be
Yeah.
a main song.
Yeah, Carmeline's Crusade. It was put out as a B-side for our first ever release, actually. And the people just kind of picked it up, which is cool. Got playlisted a bit, I think.
That's got such a like as we were saying before, like you just wrote it. Yeah, it's cool. It's gonna be a B-side. Off it goes.
Yeah.
And look at it. Like, and being so short, as we discussed, like just a 2-minute song, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's easy to get on an accidental repeat, or maybe people just really like the song. I don't know.
Bit of both.
For sure.
And what was the reaction when you like, oh wow, 3 million on that?
I don't have Spotify, so I actually don't keep up with the numbers until people post it or tell me about it.
3 million in 1 year.
Yeah.
And that was like your first release, is that right?
Yeah, that was at the B-side for our first release.
I remember seeing that and just being like, that is so wild.
Yeah, it was
That's
very
so
wild.
It's such a base to work off as well.
Yeah.
That's just amazing.
Yeah, I was actually at like a staff party for a brand new job. I hadn't even worked a day yet. And they're like, yeah, just come to the staff party. And then that was the day we hit, I think, maybe 1 or 2 million streams.
Just 1 or 2, yeah.
And then everyone was like, Sara's got that. And it was like, yeah, it was fun.
Have you calculated what you've made from that single from Spotify?
No.
You should.
30 cents.
Yeah.
Probably not that much.
There's like a calculator.
Is there?
Yeah, I always like how I always run my music like a business, because I sort of figure if it doesn't work moving forward, it's going to burn out.
Yeah.
So I think, how many streams am I going to need to cover my costs? I always work it out. Never get close.
Billions.
But the business is not underground yet, so
Yeah, that's it.
keep rolling forward.
Yeah.
And Jack, got a couple of days to wait, but we got something new from you too.
Yeah, thanks to your good self, the viewers at home. Nick took care of all the videography, the man behind the mic. So, Friday's the day we can finally show you what we got up to in there.
I actually pulled up a clip of the doco. I wonder if we can show people a bit of a taste.
Well, no one knew there was a doco, Nick, until you just spilled the beans. But anyway, there's going to be a documentary. Let's roll it.
Well, we don't have to spill it.
No, we can. We can spill it, but
we can edit this out.
No, we can do that. But basically, as we discussed, Nick, the thinking behind the documentary was to really show off how we did it, like live on the spot, with the history of the church and my family, and having Sara there, and you know, just how different that project was compared to a normal studio project. Which was, I think, easily the hardest thing I've ever done musically, because, you know, going into there and going, okay, that take was good, but I'll redo that because that wasn't good enough. Like, if anything, vocals, guitar, foot percussion, harmonica, if anything was not good enough, that take was ruined. So I think, we did 3 takes of each song.
Yeah.
And that was enough. We had a bit of drink the water. We had a bit of a.
Well, that was
very. We had to write it.
Yeah.
But apart from that, like, we sat. How many rehearsals do you reckon we did for that?
Under 10.
Yeah, but that was like weekly.
Yeah.
And I did 2 or 3 more a week for my parts. Yeah. But that was as intense as I've had to work to get ready for a studio project.
For sure.
Like, we weren't doing guitars tonight, and I had to worry about that, or we're doing vocals. Like, we did it all. So it was wild. I was pretty stoked with that.
And tell us, for people that don't know, a bit about the church and the whole concept behind. Do people what can we say? We don't know now.
I've announced the project and showed a bit of and shared the story a little bit and a few photos. But basically, my dad's side of the family comes from the Snowy Mountains, like right in the back country up there outside of Berriedale. And my grandfather was a farmer up there, and he had quite a bit of land and was there for a number of years. And there was a church called the Round Plain Church, and Pop bought all this land, and the church stood on that land. And as soon as he bought it, he immediately fenced it off and gave it back to the community. There's a big plaque on the fence that says "Thank you to the Biilmann family," and there's also a cemetery that backs onto the church that's got my oldest relatives buried there. like the earliest settlers. So it's a pretty sacred site to go to anyway. And then I remember sort of just going there as kids, and we'd visit the church, and Dad would be spinning yarns about this and that, and he spun heaps on the documentary, which was good. But
man of many words.
Yeah, you got him talking. That was pretty good actually. But just got this beautiful bell like reverb in there, and like I sort of went in there one day with a guitar when I was mucking around on the way back from fishing and camping up there, and I thought, wow, imagine recording an album in there, but no power. It's the reverb's so big that it's really hard to control. Like, did you sort of feel that vibe when we were in there?
Honestly, I fucking love. Am I allowed to swear?
Well, you just did.
Okay. I love reverb. Like,
That's why I got you to come and do it.
Yeah, literally. I don't think it was.
It's probably a genuine 5-second reverb.
Yeah.
Like
it's hectic.
Yeah. So, and then, okay, like maybe we could do something in here. Let's see. And I thought I hatched a bit of a plan, talked to Barnesy, talked to Nick, talked to Dan Cusack. I'm sure Dan's watching, took all the photos. And I thought, right, we can make this work. Was lucky enough to get a grant for it. After 6 unsuccessful ones, I might add. That's the way of the West. You got to do it. You'll get there. And yeah, we got it done. You got to speak into that mic.
Sorry.
Yeah. Just like in the church. Yeah. So yeah, and Sara's voice, I knew was going to add like this absolute sort of essential element to the record. So that experience having like, and I even wrote the songs in that vein. Like I thought about that, and it's I'm just pretty wrapped how it's turned out. So
yeah,
and Hot Blood's first on Friday. Which was really hard in rehearsals.
That was the worst one to do, but also the favorite, I think.
Yeah, it's a real sort of toe tapper.
Yeah,
it's the big high energy one of the record on that side of the record, but I think we went through a couple of keys and sped it up, slowed it down.
Yeah,
I was actually really worried about that song,
but it turned out. I feel like that was one of the quickest to record. Maybe my memories.
I remember when we rehearsed that, like in my own silly mind, my mind was just telling me this is no good, doesn't sound good, and like my voice sounded shit and blah blah blah. No. But in that space, that just there was something about. I remember when we finished that one, even like Nick and Dan were like, that one, like that's cool. So yeah, it's so weird how that works.
Yeah,
it's so weird. So when are you going to record an album in there?
Tomorrow. I thought that was lined up.
Yeah, sure. We'll get the generator down.
Yeah.
Just convert it to a studio permanently.
You'll have to get Mort. Yeah. Mort will be down there to supervise.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I wouldn't want it any other way.
Yeah. Yeah, that bloody Sara, that bloody van that she drives, I'm bloody impressed with that. The big thing to drive around every day.
Why is that the one thing they say? It's a big thing to drive around every day.
Yeah, how do you go through McDonald's?
I can't.
Yeah, I know you can't.
The other day I really wanted a hash brown, and it was like 3 a.m. driving back from tour. I couldn't do it, you know.
You can always sort of park at the front.
But they don't open the restaurant. Like it's only drive through.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. Yeah.
When it's like late night, you know, it was. I was really upset.
Yeah. Well, you got enough room to have like a deep fryer in the thing.
Not yet. I mean, yes, but yeah. I'm gonna have a full kitchen.
Yeah.
A sink. I bought my sink the other day. We're making moves in that thing. Slowly.
I haven't seen it for a while. Can't check it out.
There's nothing in there yet. I ripped everything out.
Well, speaking of the tour, how's the Busika tour going?
That was really good. I think we've wrapped up all of our shows with them. They're still going. But yeah, that was hectic. I think we did 5 shows with them. Maybe my memory is terrible. But yeah, we played Tom, our guitarist. He is from Wagga Wagga, so he played his hometown show, which was nice. We did Canberra. And we haven't done a Canberra show in a while. Like we've only done like maybe 3 Canberra shows.
That was the last one was at Gang Gang.
Yeah. So we've done 2 Gang Gangs and then 2 Capitals and 2 Canberras. So 6 all up. So it was really nice to play in Canberra around all of our friends. Yeah, but it was a lot of driving, a lot of Tom snoring.
So is that how you do it? You literally just have to drive around to all these spots with all your stuff?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've got the big van, so it helps. But there's a lot of sleepless nights. Like the other night we drove from Port Macquarie, left there at 11:30 p.m, got back to Canberra at 8 a.m.
So you drove through the night?
I drove, yeah.
I always, when we tour, I always say, yeah, we'll get as much done as we can. But I just fade.
I have an addictive personality though. So I'm like, I do that. I'm like, yeah, we'll do as much as we can. And then I'm like, I could one up myself. Like, I could keep going. Every time I stop to sleep, I'm like, nah.
Yeah, like.
It's not good.
If you're not moving, you're not moving. You're not getting anywhere closer. But I understand both sides of the coin. I get determined as well, but it'd be to my detriment.
Yeah, I was just saying. I'll be grumpy for the next week. But it is what it is. That's rock and roll.
Yep. These are going down nicely.
Do you need a top up?
No, it's fine. We were saying how it's like a bit of an awkward Tinder date when the conversation stops. So what do you do?
Yeah, so I'm just checking the stream, making sure we're still up.
Yeah.
But no, we're all good.
Yep.
Well, so we definitely can't show the doco.
No, we can.
Do you want it?
No, we can.
Oh, I don't want to step on toes here.
No, the doco goes for like 10 minutes, so showing a snippet's fine, mate. And you did it, so we might as well show off some of your good work, Nicky boy.
Show the opening bit.
Yeah, show the opening bit. There it is.
How good's the part when everything cuts out, it's just the voices? Yeah. I love that. Immediately when I went in there, it just sounds powerful. When I die, just say. It's just got this beautiful bell-like reverb. I was born with hot blood in my veins. It was last August when I came out here and sized it all up, brought the guitar in again and went, wow. It just makes me feel good to be in the place that we come from. You know, it just feels right. It feels like I should be up here. Have a look at this place.
Shit.
Very tasty, Nick.
Shit. So that's what we can expect.
Yeah, 10 minutes of that sort of stuff.
And that's the first song.
Yeah, that's a bit of hot blood, a bit of another leak, a leak upon a leak.
Yeah.
Very nice. Someone call the plumber. Whoa. It's actually something that when I watch that back, it's a really nice keepsake for just that moment, regardless of what we were doing.
Absolutely.
You captured it so well about us, you know, when we were intense and when we were laughing and when we were being sentimental and like all the emotions and all the and that's so cool because that's exactly what this album is about. It's about taking away all the creature comforts and just getting it done. So yeah, thank you, Nick, and for all your video needs.
It was a great trip and a really good experience to witness. And I think it's going to be an awesome way to put together an album because a lot of that stuff doesn't come through if you're just listening to it, but having that backstory is going to be really cool. I think people are going to love it.
Yeah, that one part when Sara and I were doing Drink the Water, one of the tracks, and I think didn't we decide that you weren't going to be on it?
Yeah, we did. Because I think we had rehearsed it maybe twice.
Yeah.
Because we just pushed it off. And then, like, on one of our last rehearsals, you're like, oh, there's this song. Like, I don't know if we're going to do it.
No, I think I had a demo of it and I sent it through to management and a few other trusted ears. And they were like, that has to be on the album. That's a great song. And then because of that, I was like, oh, well, I got to get my shit together to do it.
Yeah.
And you didn't even know it. No. And I was like, I think 2 days out, I finalised some lyrics.
Yeah.
And I was like, right, this is it, Sara. We got to make this work. And I remember I wanted to follow you, like what you were singing versus what I was singing. I wanted to follow because yours sounded better. So I was like, whoa. Anyway, and I managed to keep my cool. And it's turned out super good, super good. So that was just to have that on the camera, the stress I think I said like fuck about 20 times in
What's new?
20 seconds. What do you mean? I just said it the first time then. You're the one swearing over there. Anyway, but yeah, I'm just super excited to have what's coming up my sleeve, and the best part is it's all so authentic and real about what means something to me. So yeah,
super special.
So when can people expect to see that in full?
Well, you'll see it.
Is there a rollout plan yet?
The album does have a release date, but I can't slip just yet because
Do we
I
have
don't.
a month?
Oh yeah, you got heaps of time. Go get a coffee, whatever. You got heaps of time. But yeah, there's actually a bit of a twist coming next as well. So
Interesting.
yeah, I've got a lot of time to think, and which is good and bad.
I'm so intrigued.
Yeah, I think about.
I don't even know the gossip.
I think more about everything than you would ever think.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So.
True.
Let's talk about Sara. Let's keep this Tinder date going. Enough about me. What do you do?
What do you want to know?
What are you doing next? You just released a single, so I know the answer, but I want you to tell everyone else. What's going on? What are you working on?
We are in the process of working on an EP. We don't have a date or anything. We're just kind of, as we do at Apricot Ink, we are very chillaxed. Planning a tour, a headline tour in, I think, May. We've settled a few dates. So that'll be like Brisbane, Melbourne, not Perth. Sorry, Perth.
Yeah.
That's the classic Australian tour, right?
No, Perth. Like, I've never played in Perth.
Yeah.
Because I've looked at, like, I've done all the way up to Queensland and down past Melbourne and that run, and then you go, it's just not financially viable unless you're selling a minimum like 2,000 tickets, and like you just can't run it, like, and it'd be such a loss.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like a couple $100. Like,
I feel like touring alone is a bit of a loss financially.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you add in the other side of Australia, that is.
The dream would be to be like someone who's huge. Oh, just jump on with us. And you're like, oh,
yeah,
let's go.
Okay.
Yeah, no risk. But yeah, I don't know. Like, you've got to jump in there and do it at some point, but it's when's the time right?
Yeah. I guess no one knows.
Because I always get that, oh, where's the birth date? And you're sort of like, I'll get there soon. And then you think, oh, we're going to have to do it one of these days. But
yeah. I mean, I'd love to go international.
Yeah.
That's like Perth, yeah, but Europe, America, let's go.
Yeah, that's
We did Tasmania recently. That's
overseas.
That was
yeah,
overseas. That was fun.
Where'd you play in Tassie?
Party in the Paddock. So it was a little festival.
Yeah. I've seen that. It's a great little festival.
Yeah, it was epic. I growing up, I always wanted to go to it. I don't know if it was like the overseas factor that I was keen on, but it was really fun to play there and be there for the whole 3 days. Camp in a tent. Haven't done that in a very long time.
Party in a paddock.
Yeah.
In the paddock.
But like usually I have my van with me and I'm very comfortable. But a tent is another situation. I heard a lot of sex and I just...
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't great. I heard it. I didn't experience it. So
they didn't even give you like a little artist area where like you get a bit more space or something?
Oh, we were in the VIP section, but the VIP, like, I think it was still a lot of people.
Oh, very important sex.
Yeah. Literally very important sex.
Very good.
Lots of sex. None for Sara.
Oh, you got to get out there and have a bit of a crack, Sara.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've given you many like bits of advice about this sort of thing as well. You clearly,
in one ear, out the other.
Yeah, you got to start listening.
Yeah. On air. Okay.
So I got this wedding ring on, so it worked out for me.
It
could work out for you.
Yeah, that's the other big news. We had a wedding up in the Snowies as well.
We did. Yeah, apparently I was there. Yeah. Well, you filmed it. You were there.
Video evidence that you were there.
That was good. Yeah. Married life.
Congratulations.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, I would have got Sara to play, but I organised Sara to play at my brother's wedding. Couldn't have that. Had beautiful Hope Wilkins instead, so
True.
that was nice. Yeah. Speaking of Hope Wilkins, we're going to team up and do a video.
Yeah.
Us three and the band.
Oh, that's Sara and
yeah,
all you three. Yeah.
So
awesome.
Hope and Sara are going to do some epic backing vocals on a new song that we've got cranking.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's going to be like the Canberra super group.
Honestly.
Yeah. Well,
Canberra kind of does that though a lot, I feel like.
Yeah.
And Lucy Sugarman put a single out today.
Yeah.
It's a big week.
I was watching that on the way over here, actually.
I like that when it's a busy week because everyone just gets around each other.
Yeah,
and it's sort of stronger together.
Yeah.
So
but I feel like either way in Canberra, everyone is holding each other's bums up, you know?
Yeah, we need to because we just get overlooked too hard.
Yeah.
And I don't know why that is either. I don't know. But when that happens, the scene just gets really strong because everyone sort of realises that and goes,
oh, there she is.
Yeah, that's cool. Slick production.
Yeah.
Great song.
Her videos as well are always so epic.
Yeah.
Like
Is there
this
a video
one.
for this song?
There was a reel that I was watching which had like home videos and everything, and it was just so cute. I think she was like playing this little guitar, rock and rolling. Oh.
Some people just have really good visions for that sort of thing. Like actually putting an idea together and going, right, this is for this song. Here's some home video and all tie in really well.
Yeah.
It's a real Nick's got it.
Yeah.
There's a real art to it. I'm too like literal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna set up in the church. You're gonna film it. And there she is.
You're very old school, aren't you, in that way?
Come up with a film clip concept. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
We'll just do it live.
I was actually going to ask you mentioned the real like video. Apricot Ink's yet to really put out a full video that I could see, but you do those video reel kind of style ones.
Yeah.
Is that a by design, or is that a theory that you have, or something that's kind of the way things are moving is like you don't even need the videos anymore?
I think it's a bit of all of it. Like we've done 2 videos, but they've only been, I think, put up on YouTube, and they're very, very casual. And I think anything we would do in the future is super casual. And for me personally, I don't think I can hold myself watching a video anymore. It's just like the TikTok reel, like 30-second grab is kind of
it has to have
all people can do these days, I feel like.
It has to, like with the attention span you've just discussed, it has to have like a concept that is so like gripping. Like everyone can like think about an epic film clip that they have watched, you know? But yeah, I was going to say that. Like, I don't know what do you, as a filmmaker, what do you think, Nick?
I definitely see it going this way. Hey, like it's like the music video is just gonna be content that can be taken and used vertically.
Well, the way I say it too is
that's the focus, the primary one.
Well, that like you think about it, if you get a whole song's worth of footage, like as we were discussing before the pod, like you can chop that up to get 1,000 ones of these, etc., etc. But as well, like to get a really good videographer to do a film clip for you, it costs a fair bit of cash, and it's it's worth every cent. But like for me, if that video is not going to raise the profile and get the new audience and stuff, and I don't know if it does or it doesn't. I'm not saying it does or doesn't, but it's sort of like that money could be towards recording 2 more singles, and I know what they do. I'm 100% on what they do. So I don't know. It's
got to have a return on that investment.
Well, every time I do anything, management's always straight on me like, okay, so video wise, what are we doing? And it's like, I haven't even thought about that
for
yet,
sure.
You know,
we get that too.
Yeah,
but like for us, I think our focus for videos is just building character, and because not everyone's going to watch it, but the people who will watch it are people who are really interested in the music and like, I guess you as a person or like the band. Yeah. So I think having that character profile built gets a bit more of a connection from like the fans to the artists.
Something that I've really realised early on is someone who plays my style of music. Like I'm not the pop diva that's writing bangers, and it's the sort of music. It's not what the industry wants. So for me, it's about building a community around what I do, and I've had people that have been following me around for like not following me around, but following my music for like 10 years, and they're so loyal. And without them, I'd be buggered. So it's almost like, why not give them more of what they want, because they're the ones keeping the train rolling.
For sure.
But because you're always, as a musician, you're always so focused on like, oh, what's going to expand the fan base, and what's going to this, and just make things bigger and better. But yeah, like you got to stop and think about how you get to where you are.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm super conscious of, and that's why with the church stuff, it was like, if we're going to do this live thing and this real raw thing, why not show how it happened? Like literally, here is the take.
Yeah.
As it happened, and there it is on Spotify, and there it is on YouTube, and there.
Yeah.
So if you want to watch it, you can. If you want to listen to it, you can. And yeah. But like in saying that, Nick and I have already been yarning about doing a band film clip for later in the year, and we're thinking about the thing there. So it's
they're still going to have their place. Like I think you definitely can say that video is still important. It's just where it's the main focus is changing, maybe. Like where it's going to go.
Definitely.
And if you can do a video that fits both those molds, like a vertical, short versions and long, then you're kind of pretty safe, I reckon.
A bit of an interesting fact too. This is so random, but I'm just going to say it. You remember Rage?
Yeah,
on
yeah,
ABC?
Yeah.
Rage.
Sorry, what was that?
That was actually
that was
super accurate. Yeah. Anyway, you can submit your film clips to Rage. So still going, still cranking along. Yeah. So every time I've got a film clip, I submit to it. And they brush me every time. They don't like performance pieces. So like if your clip has a narrative and it, blah blah blah, they'll give it a strong consideration. But as soon as it's a live performance, they just don't. Interesting. It's not their thing, which is I found really really sort of weird. I don't know why that is, but it's just I just thought I'd state that fact.
It's a shame you're missing out on like 3 or 4 viewers there.
Yeah, little 6-year-old Jack at the crack of dawn, like Silverchair's coming up soon.
Or like hunger, or people that haven't gone to sleep.
Yeah, just do this more. We'll have a couple more and Rage will be on. Yeah. I remember watching some of the weirdest stuff on that. Like it's like late night SBS. Like
I can see it in my brain, even though
it
was a very long time ago.
Like every haircut,
is
wacky.
Yeah,
and that's cool. But you sort of like, what's going on? And then like the song's like droney, and then the film clip doesn't have an ending.
Yeah,
and then you think about it for 3 days.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why. Maybe I'm just not weird enough with my film clips.
I mean, I think a weird film clip is kind of the way to go. Yeah. But it's hard to get weird without cringe.
Yeah.
That's what I struggle with.
Yeah. You'd thrive in the film clip world because you nail that. I'm weird, but I'm normal at the same time.
Is it 'cause I have red eyebrows?
No, well, nothing shocks me anymore with you, Sara.
My mom did the same thing. She's like, "Oh, your eyebrows are red now." Like, yeah.
I thought maybe you just got burnt or something. Like
no, I bleached them.
That's cool. Like I've always said, Sara, you do you. But,
I will do me.
You know what I mean? Like I think, like I sort of sometimes think in the music industry, like I'm too plain. Like I don't dress that whacked out. I'm sort of I'm just being comfortable with who I am. But I sort of you look around the music industry and it's like almost like how far can I go to be different?
Yeah,
and it works. And like people have said to me, Jack, you just need to be weirder.
Yeah,
you need to do this. And I'm like, I'm weird in different ways. I just don't know how to get weirder in a different way.
Yeah, I feel like you're weird in in person, I guess.
Now we're getting somewhere. Let's go. Keep going.
Is it going to turn into a roast? Who knows?
No.
But I feel like in just a natural film clip way, like even that documentary will show a bit of weird, surely.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the full thing, but...
Oh, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, you should have watched it. I just get... I've worked out that like 95% of the pressure that's on me is by me.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Like I just don't even think, I don't even mean it, but it just snowballs in the back of my mind. Even if I don't get done what I need to get done in a day, it might be send that person an email. And I don't know how to be any other way.
Yeah.
It works because you get super productive and you get shit done. But at the same time, you're up at night stressing about things when you should be sleeping so you can do what you need to do the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you couldn't be any different.
Yeah. Literally.
So where are you at the church? We're supposed to be, I'll be there soon. No, you're actually on time.
Yeah, but I'm good at being on time.
Yeah.
For anything else, I don't know. I think I used to be a really stressed kid, and my dad's a really stressed person.
Yeah.
So like growing up with that, I have just been like, I need to be anything but that. But I can see it in myself sometimes coming up, and I'm just like, nah.
We should talk about when we met. So I used to host an open mic night, and I effectively would just turn up there, set my PA up. I'd get really super organised and organise 4 or 5 acts to play, because if they didn't play, I'd have to play. And I was like, well, that would be gig 4 for the week or something. And I was like, oh, just not up for it on a Wednesday. So I just sort of knock back pints and do sound. I remember you came in with your mate. What was your mate's name?
Sophie.
That's right. And you just trotted in like little schoolgirls.
We were like 14 or 15.
14, yeah. And I was like, this is either going to be really good or really shit. And I'm like, oh, how you going? Like, what do you need? A couple of DIs, a couple of mics. Okay, let's go.
And I don't think we even knew what we would, like
No, you didn't.
We had no
But either did I.
clue.
So it's all good. I learnt so much about how sound works by just trying to make people sound good.
How do we do this?
You just get dudes bringing like Marshall stacks into this corner of the pub and you're like, what do you want me to do with that thing?
Yeah.
But you started singing and I was just like, what is that? Like, because you were so young, and I was just like, and then I remember meeting your dad, and he was all like, yeah, she's going to start this music thing, and I don't know about it. And I'm like, I do. I really know. She's got to keep going.
My dad still doesn't know about it.
Yeah, but I think it took about maybe 2 months before you were singing on one of my songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely wasn't long.
Yeah. Because you used to release stuff as just Sara Flint, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
I never released anything properly.
Yeah.
But I did like the Unearthed thing and SoundCloud.
Yeah.
All very, very low key, just kind of, I was a very nervous little kid.
But like you just like used to pull off things that was so hard to do. Like, but I don't think you even realised. Like you're just like singing like Bon Iver stuff, nailing it, like doing the falsetto and then going into the other stuff. And I was just like, give me a break. Doing this shit for 10 years. She doesn't even know what she's doing and she's unreal. And then you start your first band. Oh, I think we're 3 million streams. Yeah, no worries. I'm looking at my little tally tick over. But anyway, yeah, that was pretty funny. And then I remember because you were vegan, obviously.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't eat, like there wasn't much for you to eat.
Yeah.
So your dad would just come and get the free feed.
Yeah, I think his thought was like, if I drive her out there, I get free food.
Yeah.
And that's all I need.
Little hungry singing. It was called Sing for Your Supper. And you're saying you didn't even get your supper?
I think I would get like a lemonade because I was still underage.
Yeah.
And like because I was with my parents, I couldn't drink.
Yeah.
And I would just like sit with my little lemonade and then play and then leave.
Do you want to play for 45 minutes longer?
Literally. And my dad would be like, yeah, it's a good idea. Go on.
Yeah. When's that? It's
good experience.
The feed coming soon.
Literally. Can I order now? Or like...
Yeah. He's like, they'd always bring it to you and he's like,
yeah.
But that was cool. I met some awesome people doing that. Yeah. I found that a lot of the people who were really good didn't know it. And a lot of the people who turned up who thought they were good really weren't.
I remember there was a few on there.
Oh, man. And they come all the time and you're just like, I sort of full this. I'd end up playing that week. I can't put everyone through this again. Yeah. I'll even play all that. Surely that'll be better. But yeah.
That was like how I started music though.
Is that right?
Yeah, I mean...
Well, you must have, like, you had it enough for a set, a 25-minute
covers,
30.
like, yeah, I mean, because I picked up guitar in maybe like year 9, which I think was around that same sort of time. I was just like, I want to sing songs, I want to be Hannah Montana. And then I like bought the same Sunburst guitar as Hannah Montana had. And then I would just like sing her songs in my bedroom. And then I think I was just like scrolling on Facebook and saw this like Sing for Your Supper thing. And I was like, okay, maybe I'll do this. But I can't do it alone. So I got my friend to do it with me and we'd like sing harmonies and stuff. And I think before that.
Yeah, so you don't know what you're doing, but you're singing harmonies.
Because do you know Lennon and Maisie Stella?
No.
They're like these two little Nashville. They were like tiny at that time, but now they're kind of pop stars.
Yeah.
And they would just sing harmonies and I would like analyze those harmonies. And I would just watch YouTube video after YouTube video of people doing harmonies. And I was like, I'm going to do that. And I would make my friends sing so I could sing with them. And even now, I would like sit in the car listening to anything and I'll just be singing harmonies just to
Yeah, I was just
practice.
about to say, like the car is the ultimate. Because like every time, apart from the church obviously, but every other album that I've ever done and I want to do overdubs vocally, I'll drive along and just like obviously your main vocal is where your best range and your best melody and the other stuff supports it. So I could never come up with them straight away in the studio. I'd have to live with it. Yeah. And I'd just be driving around to work and stuff and going nuts and the car beside me just say
yeah.
But like I think that's like should be a tried and tested thing. It's like, righto, you've done your vocals, come back in a fortnight, there it is, sing along.
Yeah.
And sometimes it'd only be 2 lines for a whole song.
For sure.
But that's really cool to hear that you reckon that's how you started. I don't reckon it is, but
No, absolutely. Like, I mean, it's definitely how I started playing outside of my bedroom and my school. So yeah, and I feel like every opportunity picked up from that.
Yeah.
For me.
I remember getting you as much as I could for my launches and singles and stuff.
Yeah.
But like everyone that saw you was like, she's what, 15?
Yeah.
Wow. Like, yeah.
I was like playing in pubs while underage. And I felt so badass. I was like, yeah.
You know, that's another thing about the music industry that I used to forget. Like my family background and I've always worked harder than anyone. Or not anyone, but you know what I mean, try to work harder than anyone. But sometimes like you got to remember like what the game is. It's about talent.
Yeah.
And some people like you come along that have so much talent that you just go because you've got talent. You know what I mean? And you forget that. You're like, whoa, look at them go. And you go, oh, that's right. They've got heaps of talent. So like that's just something that that you've got.
Thank you.
But you owe me a few schnitzels at the pub. Surely.
Yeah, just a few.
We had Hannah Montana there, but Mark in the chat was asking what were your musical inspirations as well as that. Yeah.
Mine?
Yeah.
Personally?
Yeah.
Growing up, Hannah Montana. I loved her. And then I went through a lot of an Ed Sheeran phase, which was kind of strange for me, like considering where I'm at now. Growing up, I listened to a bunch of the Beatles. Like Dad would just rinse the Beatles, Creedence Clearwater, just
Creedence. I listened to them the other day.
So good.
You put it on anywhere.
Yeah.
It works.
But like every car trip, because my like distant family lives in Armidale, which is like a 9-10 hour drive from here. We'd have like this one mixtape, I think, that was just like Beatles and Creedence, and that is all we'd listen to for like 11 hours.
Did you like enjoy that when you were young? Like
I loved it.
So I did that round the other way. Like I would enjoy it, but I just liked my music. And then as I got older, I doubled back to really focus on that older Beatles, Creedence, the Stones, stuff that everyone, if you're a songwriter, you need to listen to this. And it's like, whatever. Like, I don't care. And then you go, actually, and then it all makes sense. I reckon that's really cool that you just got it from the start.
Yeah. But, I think also I had no other option. You know, like it was either not listen to music or listen to the Beatles. Yeah. And I was like, I'm going to listen to music.
Did you get Van Morrison when you were a kid?
No.
I got Van Morrison hard by my mum. And I love Van Morrison.
Yeah.
Love. And this is like you wouldn't. Charlie Pride. He's one pioneering black country music singer. like so cool, and like and Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
And now I'm going back to listening to that. But like when we were kids, I remember driving around Dad's Land Cruiser.
Yeah.
Just through the bush, you know. Well, go for a fish there later, boys. We better get some wood first. Is anyone going to San Antone? Just love it. Like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's a big thing when you're a kid. What you listen to accidentally, not by choice, like it comes back.
Yeah.
It comes back in a big way.
For sure.
So you got to be good at it when you're a parent. Like you got to really calculate it. Yeah.
I can't wait to show my kids like everything.
Yeah. Bit of Hannah Montana.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
High School Musical, like that. They're the classics.
Yeah.
But now, don't worry, I've grown out of my Hannah Montana phase.
Do you like musicals?
No.
Me neither. I got actually
hate.
Yeah. I got ambushed by Jody one night. We went to the movies. It was like the Ryan Gosling one. What's that one?
La La Land.
Yeah. So she's like, "Oh, this new movie, Ryan Gosling's in it. Like, we never go to the movies." I'm like, "Yeah, right. I'll let you
Wedding ring.
Let you have this one." No, this is before we were married, unbelievably. And we get to sit down there, and it's just like, "Oh," and I was like, "What? What have you done? What?" And she was just like laughing at me. But anyway,
I can't do it. I don't know if it's because I'm very picky about the tone of voice that I like.
there's something corny about a musical.
Yeah.
But like I can any form of art, any genre, anything, I can find something about it that I really respect, and I obviously can. But it's just not for me, musicals.
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
I think it's
don't.
the cheesiness that I don't like.
Yeah.
Like, why are you all happy?
Yeah.
Or like really crying?
Yeah, get some problems like
Yeah.
the rest of us. Yeah.
Literally. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I would play in a musical band though, like play because Pat who plays in my band on the guitar.
Yeah.
He's done a few musicals. So's Jono on drums, and they have a blast. So
Yeah.
that'd be something I'd do, just
I
not
would
on screen.
I would want to do like a Broadway or like. Have you watched the
straight
movie
to Broadway.
Burlesque
Not
with Christina Aguilera?
nah.
Well, I mean, it's not. I guess it's kind of a musical, but she's doing all this sexy dancing.
She used to be a good sort. I haven't seen it for years.
It's an epic movie, and Burlesque is, I think, in the same kind of world as a musical, maybe.
Yeah, but there'd probably be people watching this who are fans of musicals just outraged because
Yeah.
they love it. But like I'm sorry if you are. But shit happens.
Cancelled.
Oh, that is what we talk about most in our band rehearsal space. It's like, I wonder how long until we get cancelled.
Yeah.
But we haven't yet, so let's keep on trying.
Yeah, keep.
Well, we can try
Yeah.
a few more minutes.
Got to have a crack, yeah.
You mentioned earlier you had the country influences, and I know you said you wouldn't. Would you ever go a bit more down that route? Because just thinking in the terms of like just how big country in the US is, and the Nashville thing, and the that kind of genre niche. Would you ever go a bit down that road?
Well, to be honest, like music for me is always about being who you are as an artist and telling your stories. So like I've played at festivals and you come backstage and you're getting on stage, and then some country music chicks turns up and you're like, "Oh, how you going? Like, what's your name?" And they tell you, and then they're from the Gold Coast, yet they're a country music singer. They're singing about how they hope it rains next week, otherwise all the crops will be dead. These big accents and stuff. Look, I don't know. I'm super like I'd like to be really authentic. So I've got a country background, but I'm not living on the land and I'm not farming. So I'm just very careful about how I portray my persona because that's just how I operate. Yeah. But look, a lot of my songs have got country themes, and I just try and keep it within my reach, if that makes sense. It's just so important for me to be true to who I am and what I do and what I don't do. But look, it's something that it's just happening organically. My solo stuff is getting more and more on the edge of that country, blues, soul, like because it all melds together.
It's almost nowadays the genres don't matter, like because everyone can listen to 1 minute they're on Spotify listening to a rap album, and then next song comes up and it's Luke Combs. So it's just like maybe that doesn't really.
But the country
matter
music
anymore.
that I really like is like Cult Wall, Charlie Pride, Ryan Bingham, like the stuff, it's like authentic country. It's not pop country, if that makes sense, because I like the storytelling element of it, and I know they've lived that. And Jason Isbell's another one. He said a quote the other day that really hit home for me, and it was like, the key to being a good songwriter is making someone go, oh, I've been there where you are. I've felt that. I know what you're talking about. So but yeah, look, in a short answer, Nick, yes, I would consider going more country, but that's the way I would approach it.
Yeah. Authentic.
Authentic. Just if you don't live it, if you don't do it, if you don't know it, don't sing it. That's my philosophy.
Yeah, I'd love to hear you on a country pop banger, but trap beat with like Kojo on the fucking verse.
Kojo, well, that's that bloke that's bad at ping pong. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, we could. Yeah, I've got a good crew of people around. My band is just like they just want to be a country band, and we fight and argue about it all the time. Like Pat always wears a country shirt, always. They've all got like boots and stuff, and I'm like, boys, come on.
Yeah.
Nah, embrace it.
Can't we concrete cowboys?
And so you went to the Woodford folk. How was that?
It was insane. Like, I want to go again this year.
Genre bending sort of.
Yeah, for sure. I think we do have like a bit of roots-ish influence in our music, and I think I'm pretty confident that we can kind of mold ourselves into any genre. But yeah, Woodford was such a beautiful experience. Like the people there, they really back you, and like, I don't know, I think they just kind of follow you forever. I mean, this is what I've heard from everyone that's been there before. I've only experienced it for 6 months outside of Woodford. But they really, really get into it. And because it's a 7-day festival, I think, or 6 days, it becomes its own little world, and you run into the same people. Like it's in Canberra, you run into the same people over and over again, right? But Woodford is like small, and everyone's there the whole time. And
you ran into Costa.
Oh, Costa is my king. I gave Costa a big old cuddle. He is actually my king. He came into our school when I was in year 8, and he was like, girls, don't wear deodorant. Oh, buddy, talking about all these things, not wearing shoes, wearing his little overalls. And that day I was like,
I work in a school. I don't think you got to tell the kids to wear shoes, Costa. Look after the garden. Don't get me wrong. You gotta look after those feet, mate.
Feel the earth with your toesies. Gotta really.
Has he got his own show now? Because he used to have a segment on TV.
No, he hosts Gardening Australia.
Yeah.
Always did?
No, he took over from was it Cundall or something? Peter Cundall.
Hi, I'm Peter Cundall.
Yeah,
that guy. Yeah. I remember him. Yeah.
He's had it for ages.
Yeah.
He's so good.
Cundo. Yeah. No, I've seen old Costa from afar. I was at some festival thing and he was there.
He blew me a kiss.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And gave me a big cuddle.
Did he?
See, I ran into him a few times, Did he
watch you play though?
No, he had a guest, there was this thing called a mystery bus there, and he was doing a talk when we were playing, and all the other times we were playing, he was doing a talk.
Oh, okay.
Which sucked because he was like, oh, I want to come see you guys. But then after we played and then I ran into him the next morning, he was like, oh, how'd you guys go last night? And we had a good chat about it. So he was switched on, which was really
You should get onto him. Keep the relationship.
Yeah. Hey Costa, we're playing in Sydney. Wanna come by?
Do a video with him.
Yeah.
Get him in the music.
Oh, that could be your music video.
I could dress up like Costa with Costa.
Done.
How'd you come up with that one?
Yeah.
Lock it in.
The silence in the room hurt me. No, I'm not going to do it.
This Tinder day is over.
I'm just going to leave the room now.
No,
Costa, please message me.
But honestly, if you got him to do a film clip with you, everyone's going to go, oh shit, Costa's in the I'm keen to see that. Regardless who's doing it.
Yeah.
That's got legs.
Yeah.
Ask him right now on
Costa,
camera.
is this the camera?
Yeah.
Hey, Costa. It's Sara from Apricot Ink. We would love you to be in a music video. I don't know for what song yet. We have one called Summa Glo that was released today. I reckon we could get some bare toes in there.
Summer Glow, you know, that's
Summer Glow, yeah. I'm thinking gardens.
Yeah.
Costa is my Summer Glow, so this one's for you, Costa.
Get Costa, it's Jack here, mate.
Get Costa.
My grass is a bit how you going. Any advice there to get that popping a bit, mate? Just tell Sara.
Yeah.
Such good mates.
Hit our DMs.
Yeah.
We chat every day. No. Oh, I love Costa.
It's probably about time for us to go to
On
bed.
that note.
Stop wasting everyone's time.
Yeah, awesome. We can wrap it up. I was waiting for Barnesy to call in.
Oh, Barnesy.
Haven't seen him pop in yet. Mate, thank you for joining us. It's good to have a little phone in. I wanted to do this to test this out, actually, so it's it's cool. Yeah, man, we just wrapped up the pod, but we'll do a little bonus clip.
Righto.
What's been going on, man? We just talked about the doco, which I accidentally leaked on air, but it's out.
over.
It's out now.
I love a good leak.
How do you
If I can
enjoy?
think of anything else?
How do you enjoy the? Yes. What other leaks you got? And how do you enjoy the church recording, man?
Church recording was awesome. Church recording was really it was a special project to be part of. You know, I've known Jack for quite a while, so being able to be in this really important space to Jack and Jack's family was really cool. You know, like being surrounded by you know, Jack's ancestors there, where you could walk around and you know, you can read these gravestones with the Biilmann name on it, and you know, and the recording was there, and Jack had some of his closest family around him, and that I think really added to the project. You know, like Jack sort of going that extra little mile just to deliver, you know, to his family in a way, which was really cool. And I guess my job was to try and like exacerbate that and make him feel like he could really lean into that. And I think that Jack did that. Jack did a great job. Having Sara there was great as well, because Sara is such a different musician, and maybe these days they're an unlikely pair, but but you know, Jack and I have both known Sara for a long time, and Sara's got this really amazing sense of space and sustain, and I think that contrasts with what Jack does really well, because Jack's, you know, he's a bit of show off, you know, like very highly ornamented player. So it's nice to have something else that's kind of like the yin and the yang, and the, you know what I'm saying? Jack, would you agree?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like I need to be more like Sara, and this whole project, honestly, like leaving space for reverbs, leaving space for things, like it's stuff that I just fill it up with a guitar solo, you know, like that's always been the way. But yeah, it was a big learning experience, the whole process, to be honest. And it's so
sound
true.
of the church was huge.
Yeah, and we captured it. Like that was always going to be the hardest part, was to perform it well and to capture it, and I think we really did.
Yeah, I think so. And like you say, you know, like if we're in that kind of room that's really reverberant, like it was, if you put too much into it, it doesn't give you what you want back. It just kind of overwhelms the details. So, you know, getting in the day before and having a bit of a test run and pulling some sounds, I think really helped us feel comfortable with the space there. And
yeah,
it was really cool.
Yeah, look, one thing, and Sara, I know you'd agree, is when we did Hot Blood, obviously comes out Friday, but that was one I was worried about because there is so much happening at once. Foot tambo, kick drum, resonator, loudest acoustic guitar there is, slide, harmonica, 2 vocals. I was like, in this real washy space, is this going to work? Is it going to be too much? And it worked, because I think we knew the slower ones were going to work because they were written for the space. So yeah, how did you sort of, what was worrying you about things. Like that song particularly worried me.
Is that a question for me or for Sara?
I'm looking at you, mate.
Oh, you're looking at me.
I'm looking right at you.
Look, for me, it was like, you know, you were very exposed there, man. You know, like it's either on for Jack or it's not happening at all. And I think, you know, having Sara there was really good, but it was also a luxury. So it was really about how you put it down in the church, and the spirit of the project is really just you, the guy, Jack Biilmann, a guitar, and the church. And that needs to be right, and that needs to work and happen. And as long as that happens, everything else on top of that is a bonus. So, you know, Sara's always had a bit of a knack for being able to harmonize pretty instinctively.
Yeah, we come.
And that was no different. You know, like Sara did what Sara does, which was good. And it has a lot of energy, you know, hot blood. It's cool. Obviously it needs to, going along with the lyrical content of the song. You know, it was cool. It's a cool song. There's a lot of cool songs on there. It's cool in its own way, in that it's like bringing a little bit of fire, which is easily, you know, you can fuck it up really easy with just a guitar and some vocals in a room. Like bringing the fire with that limited feature set can be a challenge, but you guys did it. You did a really good job.
I think, you know, you'd know, Matt, in the studio, like I haven't been defeated many times. Like it's like, oh, we can't get it. I'm going to come back tomorrow. After my Bucks, my voice was cooked. We didn't do vocals. That was the only time I can remember actually going, I can't do this today. I'm walking out. But usually it's like, nah, just take a second, chill out, you'll get it. But the church, like obviously there was no more pressure than that. Not like, as we said, not only live vocals, live guitar, live foot percussion, live Sara, live Jack. Like if any one of those elements was wrong, start that take again. But I think that's why we came in so rehearsed and sort of prepared, because I don't believe we would have nailed it otherwise. No. Like, or we would have walked away with something we weren't proud of. Would have been like, because that's one of my biggest pet hates is when you record something, it's mixed and mastered, it's on the platforms, and you listen to it and you go, why didn't I fix that? Why didn't I do that better? Now it's printed, but we printed it all good. Like,
yeah, you did. And to some degree, that's incredibly normal for everyone when they listen to that. And I get the same thing as well from the technical side of things, where I'm listening, being like, I could have made that sound better, or I could have approached that in a different way. But I think the way we reconcile that is we say that that's a really accurate representation of where I was at the time.
Exactly.
And I stand by that, and I delivered. And you need to be able to do that, so you've got the confidence to stand behind your performance and your art and push it the way you've got to push it.
Yeah, that's so true. But like, yeah, you can see it like that in hindsight, but it's hard when you're always trying to push for more and nail it. And
you're right. And I'm really lucky that, you know, you and I have worked together for so long that we really do spar off each other in terms of progress and trying to push forward. And we've made no sort of secret of that. And that works really well for me. This project, we'd always spoken about doing some kind of location recording for some time. And, you know, you went, right, hey, Barnsey, time's happening. You know, I've got the perfect spot. And, you know, that was just it was just made even better by the fact it was just so connected to you and your story and your family and all that kind of thing. It was really cool.
Yeah, very much so. It is cool. I think it came together so quick because we had chats about, you know, renting some lake house out and doing some cool recording at some rented place for a week, and then literally just drove past it on the way home, played some guitar, and I'm like, why don't I do it here? And it was just the no power aspect. There was some hurdles, but they weren't hurdles.
Yeah, no power's fun. That was a challenge to overcome. You know, using generators near a place that we're trying to be really quiet in and with. You know, yes, it's a really thick stone church, but also the windows are glass. So, if the generator's just outside the window, you're going to hear it. It's going to ruin all the recordings.
That I've got now the perfect thing for that. If we had have done this album now, I've got in my studio all this sound absorbing foam, and I've literally got it in the windowsill at home, and it's amazing. Not that we needed it, we nailed it anyway. But I would have just been like bang, 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 every window done. But we just overcame that obstacle by just taking it further and further away until it was not there. I think we could hear it when it was silent, but as soon as there was any musical aspect, it was just gone. I think that was the case, wasn't it?
Yeah. It wasn't enough to put us off, really. Be interesting to see if people can hear it. Maybe
I haven't.
Write in and let Jack know. Have you spoken about any of the other tunes on the record, or is it mostly?
We've had a yarn about
Hot Blood.
Well, we had a yarn about Drink the Water, about how Sara and I had to problem solve that song on the spot, record it, write it, record it, do it. But apart from that,
I'm glad you spoke about that, because that is a great song. It's a really cool song. I think the fact that the song is about your dad and message, and like the way you were brought up, and having him there in the room as you performed it, I think was really cool.
It was very eerie having him there, like singing about the person that you wrote a song about is super, especially when it's my old man. Like he's so.
Yeah,
he's just like he's. I know he'll always back everything I do, and he's super proud. But he's not like the, come over here, son, I'm so proud of you. Here's this, or he just nods the head, and him being there, you sort of think, oh, like shit, is he liking this, or how uncomfortable is he?
I loved it. I was thriving on that shit, because I could tell. He was so proud of his son singing this awesome song that wouldn't exist if he hadn't have said to you as a kid, go down and drink the water out of the creek.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you won't get any better water than that, mate. Go down there and fill your bottle up. Yeah.
Yeah. And I could tell, he's not the guy who's going to come out there and be like, oh, gosh, that was just, you're the best, But he did his own version of that, and it was cool, and it added to it. And I think I'm satisfied that that's captured and that's in the recording. So a good song, Drink the Water.
Yeah, well,
coming out down the road.
It'll be out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, mate.
I agree. I'm really glad you asked that. That was something that I thought of too. Like, I don't know if I could have done something like that in front of my dad, but yeah, that was an awesome.
You know what that is? It's the hot blood aspect. It's that just get in there, do it. Don't worry about it. Like, which I can only do in those situations. In the lead up, I could worry for Australia, literally, like overthink, like just over everything, and then there's just a time comes where it's. That shit doesn't matter anymore. Let's just go. And that's what this record was, and that's what performing live is for me. I don't know if you're the same, Sarah. You're probably so carefree leading up.
Yeah, I'm pretty carefree. But when it comes to my dad, not so much.
It's like weird.
My dad, that we have a song called Call Me Good.
Yeah.
Which is very kinky, and one of the lines is tell me sit on my face and call me good. Or something like, I can't think of it off the top of my head. And my dad the other day.
I'm familiar with the line,
Yeah. My dad the other day, we were sitting in the car. He's like, my favorite song of yours? I was like, what? He's like, that one with really naughty words in it. And I'm like, oh, Dad. And then he puts it on in his car, full speaker. And I'm just listening to myself sing these raunchy lyrics. And my dad's just like, I just think you need to change the words.
I thought you were going to go in that way, like him be like, that's no good.
No, he was just like, I think this is a great song, but the words just are a bit too much. Like, it'll get radio play if it doesn't have these words. And I'm like, nah, Dad, this is what people want to listen to. It's real.
My old man gets up me if he goes to one of my shows, and I'll swear in my stage banter. He's like, you don't need to be bloody doing that. You get out in the bush and you can do that. And on the weekend we did plenty of that. But but it's so weird. They just grab onto things that you don't even think about and just care about. No good,
It's a tricky line, because isn't part of our role to kind of push the boundaries a little bit in interesting ways, you know, and sing about and write about things that do make people a little bit uncomfortable.
For
And
sure.
I think that's what kind of people latch onto that sort of stuff, you know, and I'm always looking for that sort of thing. Like if I hear a little bit of a whisper or a hint of someone, you know, like just maybe saying something they shouldn't say or whatever it might be, it's like, oh, let's go deeper down that hole.
Yeah.
How do we make more of that? And, you know, Jack, I've challenged you on occasion about certain lyrics and we've backed away. I think probably making a good decision to back away from some of the suggestions I've made at times.
Yeah. I don't know. Like in this, like there's always the two-sided coin with that risk stuff. Like as you said, the risk can get the ears pricked up with listeners, but at the same time, it can get you cancelled in this day and age. Even if you don't even if you need nothing by it, all it takes is the wrong crowd to get a hold of it, and they just go you for it. And then like even if you defend yourself, you're still a jerk. But it's just such a fine line. That old saying, like any press is good press or whatever. But there's always that slippery slope.
Yeah.
Like you got to like. I think how you do it is really really good because it's sort of, you know, I don't know the stats, but 95% of the people have sex. So if you talk about sex, what's he talking about? Sex, you know what I mean? Like that's something you can use because people, it's always going to be a talking point. It's always going to be something that people are interested in.
I think also like coming from a woman, it's like sex isn't as talked about. Well, it is now, but growing up, like women didn't talk about sex. It was always men talking about sex and men singing about sex. So now taking on that role, singing about sex, not aggressively, but kind
just freely.
Freely singing about sex and self-pleasure and all of that is super empowering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool that you don't give a shit about how you think you should, like what you should do, what you shouldn't do as a female. Like you just go, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And that's what the meaning of true, like that's what we're trying to get to, I think.
Yeah.
Everyone just be themselves and no one go, oh, you're like that, you're like that.
Yeah.
Just be yourself, who cares?
Yeah,
just
definitely.
do it. Yeah. That's great. I love that.
Taking time, but
it's tricky stuff and it's different. It's definitely case by case. It's
100%.
definitely case by case.
Yeah.
You know, so every individual and creative person needs to decide that for themselves, what they're comfortable with, what they're not comfortable with, and the potential backlash that they might get in what kind of way, you know. But I think, you know, taking risks is a really healthy thing to do. And I'm always kind of advocating and supporting people and making them, I hope I'm making them feel safe in that if they have an idea and they want to try something out, explore it, try it out. If you've got the idea, let's try it rather than sit there and debate whether we should or shouldn't, or are we going to get in trouble for this or that. Try it out, listen back. And when you hear it come out of a pair of speakers, the decision's probably going to be a lot more obvious then. And it's going to take less time if we just do it and you listen to it and you go, oh, actually, that was a bad idea. Delete that. Okay. No one knows. Delete, mute, it's gone. But you've got to do the idea justice, you know.
You got to give it legs. And you can take them away if you need to.
Yeah. Sara, do you do any sort of acoustic stuff these days?
Not really.
You know, does Apricot still, you know, is that the lion's share of the work you're doing, or do you still pick up an acoustic every now and again?
I mean, in my own time, I definitely do. And like a lot of the Apricot music is written like acoustically, and then it is produced after that. If not all of it, really. I've always thought about doing more acoustic stuff because that's like always been where my heart's at. But it's so fun doing the pop star sort of like
exactly why I play in a band and do it. Because there's a hunger for it. It doesn't go away.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than rocking out like on stage when you're not you're still storytelling, but
but it's different. Like, and also we were talking about my obsession with Hannah Montana before. I feel like I'm living my Hannah Montana life. Like when I'm on stage, I feel almost like a different Sara. and I get to be my Hannah.
Well, you know how we're talking about being
That is so obvious. Yes, that is what's happening. It's great.
Yeah, I'm like quite shy, awkward human in like my normal setting, but then on stage I'm like,
Yeah, well, see, you know how we were talking about being weird and stuff?
yeah,
Like, if I'm playing solo, I don't think I could be that weird.
Yeah.
Because it's solo.
for sure.
But when you're on stage with a band, it's almost like you're up there with a wolf pack.
Yeah.
And I'm the leader of the pack.
Yeah.
Woo! I'm going.
Yeah.
Like it's
Absolutely.
you need that sort of bass to be a bit weird and wacky and rock out. But
Yeah.
I often think about people who stay in one mode for their music their whole career. Oh, and I have a great deal of respect for it, but I also think, how can you not have that hunger to just be on stage with some other people and just do, you know what I mean? Because I think with Apricot Ink, I think with how your career has gone, like it's going great guns with all your music, I think taking away all those elements of Apricot Ink and just leaving it as you and the guitar, I think that's going to service you so well, because people are going to get so hooked in by your voice already, and actually giving that full space is going to make people just like go, whoa. So I think that's something you should 100%.
Yeah.
And going to that mode whenever you want to do it for a record or whatever is going to be so easy, because you don't have to worry about anything else but you and the guitar.
For sure.
Just like I first saw you when you were 15.
Yeah.
You've got this amazing knack for like pulling apart a song, breaking it down to its really bare essential stuff, playing it on an acoustic guitar and making a whole room of people just shut up.
Yeah.
You know, so like having like acoustic versions of Apricot songs available just as like little gifts or you know, B-sides for the fan base, like no one's not gonna like
There's
that.
actually one that
and
is like
you're
sitting
gonna
in our
do
bank
it real well.
that is like literally that. It's just me and acoustic guitar, layers on layers on layers on layers of vocal. And like I can't wait for that song to come out. That is like the favorite in the bank.
I want to hear that.
Yeah, but
it's
like
pretty
that's
fun. I'll send you a link.
It's gonna go mad because like that's what you do. Like there's not many people that play your genre of that poppy sort of rootsy anything it wants to be genre that could do that like you could. Like they could everyone can do it, don't get me wrong, but the way your stuff will just pop. I just reckon. Like it'll be like off you go.
Fingers crossed.
Yep. And I'll try and be happy for you. 3 million streams first week. Sick.
First week, absolutely not.
Oh yeah, Sarah's heading off on tour with who's she going to with? Celine Dion.
Celine Dion.
No, I'm waiting for Miley Cyrus to hit us up.
Miley Cyrus.
And Costa.
Costa.
Can I go on tour with Costa?
Open his flower
Maybe
beds.
maybe you would have to revise some lyrics, Sara, if you were to enter children's entertainment.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I reckon we could do a clean version.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Sit on my
Why don't you give
Sit
Costa
on
a
my
clean
guitar.
couch.
Sit on my... That was very sly in there. Love Costa.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for calling in, Matt. That was awesome.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
See you Friday.
Yeah, congratulations, mate. Looking forward to celebrating.
Yeah, we'll have a few tins.
Just a few.
Yeah, that'll be good. Sarah wasn't going to go to the coast, but she is now.
Yeah, just I have to play a show.
Oh shit! Oh no!
Is it that date? Interesting.
Better get on the road. Where are you going? I don't know. I'm just going to get a bit.
Called out.
Beauty.
Awesome, mate. We'll let you go, but
Sweet as.
thanks for calling in.
See you, mate.
Perfect.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Bye.